Who's your emergency contact? Who should we notify in case of death? Welcome to the USP, where I spent the last 2+ decades of my life. I'm in Atwater. And I'm just taking you guys through the course, through my daily routine and things that I remember that I feel you guys might enjoy or be entertained by. But I also want to emphasize that when you come into the penitentiary, when you step off that bus, whatever alliance you declare, that's going to stick with you for the rest of your life, or at least the rest of your bid. I said life because a lot of people that come into the penitentiary in the federal system, they have a lot of time to do. You know, I spent 23 years and 8 months in there. I've been locked up in the USP than I ever been out in the streets. I'm 45 years old right now. So I spent over half of my life, all my adult life, incarcerated. Now, when I come through the system, they ask me, what car you run with? I say, I'm Cambodian. I didn't know anything about there being a car, this car or that car. I'm fresh, I'm new. I'm a gangbanger. I'm from an Asian gang. So yeah, I'm Asian. They say, oh, okay, you're Asian Islander. You know, other people come in, oh, I'm a Crip. Okay, you're a Crip. Okay, you're a Blood, you're a GD. Whatever car, whatever group you declare, that's where you're at. You can't declare yourself, I'm gonna be a Crip over here, but when you go to another yard, I'm gonna be Asian Islander because it's more convenient, because maybe there's more Asian Islanders on this yard, or maybe there's more of something else on this yard, so you're just trying to move around and be safe and get in where you can get fit in to be protected and all that extra stuff. Because no matter that there's dozens of USP, I think maybe now there's probably 20 prisons or more across the United States of America. That might seem a lot to you, but I'm here to let you know, yeah, there's 20 plus something prison, but the world is very small. Every yard I've been to, I've always ran into somebody that was on another yard with me. So if I did something foul on this compound and thinking I can go to another penitentiary and nobody will know what happened over here, I'm wrong. Because as soon as I hit that yard, there's bound to be somebody that was with me at the other spot that knew about the incident and is gonna repeat it to somebody and so on, and it's gonna get back to me. So I'm in Atwater this time. The bus comes and they drop off this native dude. Skinny native dude, long hair. I was with him in Beaumont and I seen him. But when I see him this time, he wasn't walking with the natives. He was over there powwowing with a bunch of blacks, but not just blacks in general, but with the Bloods. I know all the Bloods. I know all the Crips. I know all the gang members on the compound. So I seen him, and at this time, I already been in the system already 13, 14 years already when this incident happened. So when I see him coming off the bus, but not going to the native car, instead going over there with the Bloods, I already knew it's gonna blow up. So we find out that this native came off the bus and is claiming blood. He's declaring himself a Blood. But like I told you, I was in Beaumont with him. That's where I was at before I got transferred to Atwater. In Beaumont, he wasn't a Blood. In Beaumont, he ran native. He was my coach. Him and another guy was our coach for our basketball team. On the first day of our game, the first game we had, we're playing basketball. We're playing against the DC We're running up and down the court playing basketball or whatever. All of a sudden, we hear a gunshot. Boom! We're like, what the hell? Because, usually when an incident is going to happen or an incident that's planned, the people that's plotting or planning to take care of business lets us know so we can prep ourselves, because in Beaumont, we're always locked down for weeks at a time when something happens, when something serious happens. So we're looking around and we don't see nothing because we're not looking at something close to us, because over here, we're all just playing basketball. Because, when there's something's about to happen, you can feel the tension. You can feel everybody, tightening up, prepping for the show. But I look around, I look on the side of the basketball court by the bathroom, by the shower. They had like an outside shower. No one uses it, though, over there in Beaumont. Our coach, this long-haired native dude that I'm talking about right now, is getting beat up by one of our basketball players, one of our team members, because I guess he was running his mouth, and the native Morris got tired of it and started bombing his ass and stomping him out, So they went to the shoe. He got beat up in Beaumont by another native dude, but it was like something personal. Anyway, he went to the shoe. A month later, Morris comes back out. He's another native that was on our basketball team. But that dude with the long hair, I've never seen him again. Until fast forward 2 years, 3 years later, I'm in Atwater, and here he shows up, and he's a blood, or claiming to be a blood. So everybody knew he was in Beaumont. So a couple of natives come and ask me, hey, you know that dude from somewhere before, this and that? I said, yeah, I was in Beaumont with him. I said, he was no blood in Beaumont. Yeah, right? They were like, yeah, he ran native before, right? Yeah. I said, yeah, he ran native before. The thing about the Native Americans in the penitentiary, they're not going to allow you to hide out with them, and they're not going to allow you to leave them and go hide out with somebody else. So when they knew that he used to run native, and is now trying to be a blood, they're offended. Because, one, they can't allow him to be a blood because they're going to look bad on them, like they're just going to let somebody bust out of their organization, out of their car, to go join somebody else. Two, they don't like busters, So I think Lil Hawk, rest in peace, Lil Hawk, he had the yard for the Native Americans over there for a long time. But I just heard recently that when he came home, he had gotten into an incident and ended up getting killed. But on his deathbed, before he died, he told the people that he forgave that individual that he had gotten into. I don't know all the details. It was just relayed to me from, some of my friends out here that keep in touch. He was a good dude, and rest in peace and condolences to his family. But Lil Hawk, he was about his business. He wasn't one of them dudes that stood behind, that led from behind. Hey, charge, while you're safe on the hill, while your soldiers run into fire. Now, he was always on the front line. When there was an incident that happened, whenever an incident, he's there. And a lot of people had a lot of respect for him. And for the time that he was with me in Atwater, the calls that he made, whatever hits he called to put on these individuals, most of the time, I'm sure every call wasn't perfect, but most of the time, it was a call that was best for the community. So much respect to him, and condolence again to his family. But he went and approached the Bloods. They said, hey, man, we can't allow this dude to be a blood. He used to run with us. So what do you guys want to do? They had a couple blood dudes like, oh, no, that's the homie, blood, that's the homie, blah, blah, blah. But these dudes that are so quick to speak up in that manner don't really understand, the severity of the situation. But also, it's like this. If you's a blood, why would you want this dude that used to be something, that claimed something else, be a part of your organization? Why does anybody want busters around them? This dude is telling you, hey, I'm a buster. The natives beat me up. I fucked up over here and over there. Hey, can I come and hide out with you? Oh, yeah, sure. Come on, come hang out with us. Like, why would you even process, like, your thoughts like that? Nah. And that's the problem that we have, not just in the penitentiary, but out here in the community, out here in every aspect of our lives. If a dude is showing you that he's a buster, why would you want him around you? And not only that, why would you want him to jeopardize your safety? Because eventually, especially in the penitentiary, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Shit's always gonna pop off. Every car in the penitentiary at one time or another has gone to war, has gotten to a riot, has butchered each other. Every single car in the penitentiary, let me repeat, has gone to war one time or another. So if I know this dude's a buster, why would I want him around me? And the few bloods, one or two bloods that was too quick to open their mouth, was made to realize, man, we don't want this dude around us. Anyway, so the blood washed their hands of him because it's a native business. Before you can move on to whatever new gang or new alliance or whatever you want to align yourself with, you have to deal with your prior, whether they X your ass out or whether they give you their blessings. Well, anyway, this Native American that came that wanted to be a blood didn't have the blessings of the other natives. So later on, they sent 3 guys over there and punished his bitch ass on the yard. The moral of this story is, when you come off the bus and you declare yourself, that's where you're at. So if you got people that's going into the penitentiary, which I hope you don't, but we all know the reality. We all have family members, friends, associates, homies, whatever you want to call them, that are in the system or that is going to the system. Before you declare yourself part of this or part of that, you better make sure that's really what you want. Because at the end of the day, when you're tired of it and you want to disengage, you're not going to be allowed just to walk away. Welcome to the USP.